I am Mensa. I post a game every day until I reach 500 elo. I am currently rated 435. Okay, so we're going to get into some reverse London moves here. And just usually it allows a good development. So do that. And I will this. And I usually like to get this pawn advanced so that the knight doesn't get pinned. And with that there, bishop would be taking it, so we'll start just doing the development as much as possible. Okay, he moves that, so obviously my knight can't come out there. He can stop any more advancing of that pawn, and it's looking a little difficult for the bishop. It will have to come out here and then possibly go up there because he's got a pawn thing happening. And that knight stops anything, like if my queen was to come and put him in check or anything. So that bishop is attacking my bishop, which is defended. If I take it, he's going to have his queen up there developed. And I definitely don't want my king side pawns disrupted. So I could also go well, I can retreat that bishop then, and obviously he can take, and then it will mean that I have to take back with a pawn. And this knight could also be doing a little bit by okay, he's going to try and doing that. If I go there and then continue and go up there, and then the bishop can come out. I usually like to develop as much as possible. It really causes my pieces to be very coordinated together. So we are going to do this. It's going to be a two-step bringing our knight out. I think both of them are going to have to come out that way, being how this is here. And we're going to have to disrupt right there. This knight will be the first attacker on there, and we'll just see what happens after. So this bishop will have to come up to here and then go somewhere along that diagonal. It could pin this knight, for example, until he can move his queen, and that pawn will attack my knight. So if it goes here, and if it takes that bishop, then he's going to be taking back with his queen. Oh, I'm looking over a little too far. Okay, so if it takes this pawn right now, it is undefended. No, it is defended by that. Okay, that is not good. And if it goes right here, it's attacked and only defended by the queen, though if my queen comes up thereafter, I don't think that's going to be too nice for the opponent because I'll be putting him in check. And I could also come back here. And then, okay, put this on the king for a moment so I can figure out what I should do. If I come here, I'm attacking that pawn. And it's on the king side, which I don't like to take. And If I come here, he can take me, and then I have to take back with the queen. And my knight is way up there, and that seems pretty good. So he can do that. So now I would have to take, and then he takes me, and then it is causing a forcing of the pawns being taken because now my bishop is there having a little bit of a problem. So I have to take. And now if I take back with the bishop, I'm attacking that bishop, same as I was. And then this knight here is also protected by the queen, so if the queen takes that, this knight is undefended. So if I go like this, no, and I have to take back with my knight. Okay, so does that, which means I definitely have to take back with my knight. And now I'm looking at this pawn here, which the bishop does defend. So if I can get another thing on that. So the king's side is right open. There's no way I'm going to castle over there. And these pawns here are really ripping up on that side as well. So we're going to continue to develop our pieces and try to get our king somewhere that would be a little semi-safe for him. Because if I castle and then I could push a pawn, he's looking at this pawn, which is protected by the king. And if something else gets in there, obviously the king can't take it. So if he goes there, he's attacking my queen and my rook. And I could push my pawn to attack that knight right now. And I could also bring this knight here, attacking that knight, and then find out what would be the way to go. Okay, so I will develop this knight, attacking the knight, and if he, if he takes that pawn, then the king can obviously take it at the moment. That rook can come in and start causing problems over here. The queen is coming in as well. So now we have to, if I take the knight off, then he has a pawn there. And if I push something, like if I push a pawn somewhere here, it could cause some problems. The queen is kind of getting a little trapped there. So if I take this knight off first, the queen has nothing at the moment. And I think we'll do the knight first here. So the pawn takes it back, and now if happens here, if I take this pawn and push it ahead, then okay, right now he's looking at this. The bishop can't get in there right now. The rook can though, and it would be focused on this here, and the queen is going to have to get out of there. If she goes here, then I don't know, the knight can take her. Okay. So now there's a definite wanting to get the king someplace safe, and the rook's developed. This here seems nice in the way of if I castle on, if I consider castling on the queen side because pawns are moved everywhere, then, well, and okay, so he can push that pawn to attack my queen. It would be taken, and he has another one there attacking my knight. And my knight can come back here, and that looks like the only place it could come to, unless it wants to go up here, which would be undefended. And if it comes up here, it's attacking the rook. So, hmm, my queen, let's see what kind of thing is happening here. Because if I take that pawn, all the pawns are taken on that side. Why do I want to leave one there? It's just going to disrupt my pawns. So if I take that pawn, I put him in check. And it's protected by the knight. I don't like taking pawns on the king's side, but it's not where I'm going to castle there with no pawns on his side at all. So perhaps that's a good move, seeing as how it would put him in check. And there's very little development of a lot of pieces. Now, the queen already did come out and she had to go back to her opening square, and this is so it's all back to the home base here. So, okay, if I do that, the rook cannot take the bishop because my knight, if he takes the knight off, which he can't do when he's in check, I can take that pawn with my pawn. He has to deal with check at the moment. And then I'm going to be removing this pawn so that my knight is not attacked anymore. And then, of course, he can take that. Now his queen and my queen will be looking at one another, but the king obviously is protecting the queen. And if I get a rook in behind that, which I'm trying to get castled on the queen side at least to have some sort of semi-defense. Okay, so it's showing that I'm up +3. So now the queen's, right now his queen is protected by that knight, though I would exchange the queens when I'm up material, no problem. So that would be the first objective. So this is attacked twice and protected once. And so can it go somewhere and just cause some issues? It can't. It can come where? No, it can't go here because it's only protected once. No, it's not protected at all, I should say. And it would have to probably come back here because I now want to consider castling. And the queen may be trying to break in on the king side here, though it's really not looking too easy because I'm going over on the queen's side for my castle anyway. Okay, so he's taken that. The knight, my castle. Can the knight do something bad? And my rook will be just looking right up there with my queen. So castle on the queen's side here. And I really like how the queen and the rook are looking up there, so I can now consider trying to put him in check. If his queen was off that square, the bishop blocks the rook, I could put him in check. But no. Okay, so he goes there. If I take him, his queen is right there, and or maybe even his knight. So if I do that, or if I come up here, I put him in check, and then the queen is on the other side here. So that looks like, I believe, he has to deal with check. And then I think I can take the queen. Check. Oh, okay. I guess not. That was a poor decision. But our queens are looking at each other, and it's equal material, but he has nothing defending his queen. So my queen will take his queen. So that worked out either way. Okay, so his knight is going to go over and attack my queen. So now we have to figure a move that could really be disruptive. If I go here and put him in check, my rook, I have to get out of being attacked. The knight and the bishop are definitely not on that, and my queen would be safe there. Okay, so check. I'm using a lot of time. I have 5 minutes and 20 seconds, but sometimes you just have to use a lot of time so that you don't make mistakes. And if I go here with my bishop, then I'm attacking that knight, which is defended. And okay, so my rook obviously can't come here. And if it comes here, it's attacking the bishop, which is at the moment undefended. And then I can start looking at getting the other rook over. Let me see if the bishop can actually do something. No, because it doesn't have a square where it is defended. Wait, I could go here, attacking the bishop with my bishop, and the amount of material that I'm up causes me to want to do that. He has nothing defending his bishop right now. My queen is not under attack. My rocks, everything is safe right now. Okay. And his rooks are still sitting in their opening squares. So his king is getting out there, though I can stop his king from going anywhere. Okay, so he does that, and I will take him back. So now my queen is looking here, and I'd like to be able to do more of a. There must be a move that I could do that could attack something. Like if I go here, no, I can't go there. I could go here, put him in check. He has to move somewhere. Oh, the knight is protecting that rook, so that doesn't really equate. So I think bringing the rook up. So we obviously have to get taking that pawn. And his rook is going to look at my pawn here, so if I go here with my rook and double my rooks, I think that will cause some problem. Okay. I always try to pause before I drop the piece because you never know if that is really a defended square. Sometimes it really isn't. So now the knight is attacked twice, and he really can't go anywhere. He has to actually put something to defend it, or I am going to go queen take knight. And okay, so he has done something to defend. If I go rook take, no, that does not work. My other rook is jealous and wants to get in on the action. Okay, so now he's going to attack my queen. So if I take that and put him in check, it's just the same thing. He just takes, and I would take back, and then we're both left with that. So that does not really do much. If I go here with my queen, I put him in check. And I'm looking at that, but I mean, I'm worried right now about trying to get something happening here with. Oh, we can put it there or we can put it here now. They're all going to be on the same file. And I will do that check. So then I can start making it where the king has nowhere to go. I do need to remove this here knight. So if I put my queen here, I put him in check again. And then his only move will be to get off the defense of that. But the problem is now my queen is off the attack of it. So if I do that, the rook still protects my rook. So check. And I'd really like to get my rook, other rook up. I bring it there, it's attacked by the knight, so that's not good. If I bring it over to here, it's attacking that square again, so I think that seems rather nasty. Now, if he goes here, he's attacking my queen, though there are things I can do on that too as well, so we'll go over here and attack the knight a second time. The queen is on defense of this, and this would obviously be the first one I want to move because it doesn't need, actually, it's not attacked by anything at the moment, so just, I'm always very nervous about leaving pieces in an area. Okay, so they have resigned. They see that I have +10 in material, and obviously there was a lot going on for me to do a checkmate, hopefully. Okay, well, thanks for watching. That was a good game. Bye.